So this is gonna be a video, practically, telling about Jeff Hardy, future with TNA, all about that. Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you about what he's done so far, and then I'll give you details about it. So in 2003, he left WWE after being tag team champions with his brother and stuff because of drug use. That was his first offense. And he left, and then he started doing music and riding dirt bikes and stuff, and he said he needed a break from doing that. So he went to TNA about a year later, and first match was against AJ Styles or whatever, and he messed up there too, doing drugs, so he left. Then he went back to WWE. He got suspended twice from the wellness policy thing, so he left again. And then he went to TNA, and TNA, first couple months, back in December of 2010, 2010, Jeff Hardy was with the drug 2010, yeah. He got caught with steroids, cocaine, and whatever, drug trafficking, but yeah, then he had his court dates, and that was when he was still with TNA, and after that, he was still in TNA, like, TNA kept him, and this is so ridiculous that TNA, no matter what he does, TNA keeps him because he's bringing in so much money, but they're not caring about the well-being of Jeff Hardy. Like, they let him wrestle tweaked out. Like, they'll let him go out there, tweaked, get paid, go buy more drugs, tweak out more, and then go wrestle again. It's like, TNA just keeps him, but now, after Turning Point, I'm sure you guys all know that he came to work tweaked out as crazy. Nobody knows what he was on, but he was on something. He could hardly walk. He spent like 2 minutes in the ring, like with the shirt going, trying to punk out the crowd or whatever. But then the match was only like 30 seconds. But when Sting was going up the ramp, the fan was like, "This is bullshit," and Sting's like, "Yeah, I know." But like TNA, like right now, this is good. TNA is actually taking a step of helping Jeff Hardy because like they're taking him off the match card, no storylines with him. They're possibly announcing his release soon. Like, it's not Jeff Hardy that's ruining TNA with his drug abuse. It's TNA that's ruining Jeff Hardy. They're letting him doing it and not firing him. I don't even know why they're doing that. Like, they're just letting him go do whatever he wants to do and come to work and get paid. It's like, Jeff Hardy needs to get it through his thick skull that no company wants him. He needs to get off and like, he doesn't need to get off by himself because every time he says, oh yeah, he does it by himself, he's clean for a couple months and bam, he's right back on it. He needs to go to a rehab center for however many days. TNA or WWE needs to say, hey, you need to be clean for 300 days. You need to be clean for a year before you can come wrestle with us. 180 days, whatever, 90 days, 3 months. You need to be clean. And that's what WWE and TNA needs to do. WWE's good standing their ground whenever he gets drug offense or whatever. They kick him out, but TNA needs to learn that. It's so ridiculous that they're doing that. Like, TNA needs to fire Jeff Hardy. It's not because he's doing drug use. It's not because, whatever, like, he's not performing or whatever. He's a talented wrestler, and I can't believe he's ruining his life like this. It's so ridiculous. Like, he has so much talent, and it's disappointing to us because he's blowing it on drugs. Like, he could have been a 9-time World Heavyweight Champion if he didn't have that drug offense in 2003. If he didn't go to TNA, if he would have stayed here in WWE just like Edge, just like John Cena, just like Randy Orton, they're up there. Jeff Hardy was around them even before them. Well, not Edge, but John Cena and Randy Orton. He could have beat them, but he ruined his life with drugs. And he needs to get through his mind, drugs not the solution. He needs to basically get off the drugs and just say, hey, I'm clean, let me back in the company. I know, put me as a jobber for the first couple weeks at house shows, and then let's make a return. Just so I could prove to you guys that, hey, I'm back and, like, I'm clean, and I'm trying to better myself. And it's not, for some people, it's give me a second chance. This is Jeff Hardy's 2003, 2004, the 2 suspensions. It's like chance number 1,000. It's so ridiculous. Like, he's getting so many chances, and companies need to say, hey, you're not allowed to wrestle. Go to a rehab center for at least 90 days. After that, be clean for another 90 days, and then you can come wrestle for either WWE or TNA. In fact, WWE actually needs Jeff Hardy. They need him to be clean. Jeff Hardy is so much better in WWE. In TNA, it's so easy for him to do drugs and do whatever he wants. But in WWE, they have drug tests before every other thing, so it's better for Jeff Hardy to be in WWE. And he just has more people, you know, the more hyped up, the more things they sell. It's like WWE's more richer or whatever, more bigger company. And it's just not bad Jeff Hardy shouldn't be in TNA or TNA Impact Wrestling or whatever. He doesn't need to be in there. It's too easy for him to ruin his life. WWE needs to keep him on a tight leash and say, hey, you need to stop doing drugs, okay? Go to a rehab center, and like Jeff Hardy needs to get his mind straight. Like, he's just ruining his life. But as for his future, I figure he'll be fired from TNA if he doesn't stop in the next couple of weeks to months, next couple of weeks or in the next month or two, and he'll probably keep doing drugs. And his brother, whatever, WWE will send him a message, hey, you need to stop doing drugs. I know love money reasons, but I think he will go to WWE. He'll ask WWE for a contract right after he gets fired from TNA, and WWE's gonna say no. And like, WWE's gonna say, hey, go to rehab. You're not doing it by yourself. You need to do it to rehab. And if he goes to rehab, then WWE will even maybe consider him coming back. But as for the future, for reasons, if he continues what he's doing, we could see it on the news tomorrow that Jeff Hardy's dead because he tweaked out and crashed a car. That would be tragic for everything, but he needs to get off this thing. He's a pill popper, he's a tweaker, he's whatever he's doing. But, that's basically it. Like, Jeff Hardy needs to get out of TNA. He needs to just forget about TNA or Impact Wrestling. Don't even ever think about going back there. If he does violate the wellness policy, don't even think about TNA because it's bad for your health. TNA is bad for your wellness. Like, Jeff Hardy needs to go back to WWE, straighten up his life, and yeah, that's all I can say for his future. He needs to get off those drugs, and yeah, that's practically it. We'll hopefully see him in WWE in the next year or two after rehab and whenever he gets fired off TNA. But that's practically it, and Jeff Hardy, get the fuck out of TNA. I'm Dolph Ziggler, 787. Please comment, rate, subscribe, and peace.